Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading a Rengoku X listener by me. So let's get into it. The quiet of the night was all-encompassing. The only sounds coming from the occasional rustle of leaves outside your window. You lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, sleep refusing to take hold no matter how tightly you closed your eyes or how many times you shifted positions. It wasn't uncommon for nights like this to particularly plague you. But tonight was heavy. The absence of Rengoku's warm presence next to you only made loneliness more pronounced. You sighed, sitting up and swinging your legs over the edge of the bed. Maybe some tea would help. And as you made your way to the small kitchen, the door creaked open, startling you. And your heart skipped a beat before a leaf washed over you as Rengoku stepped inside, his flame-patterned howry catching the moonlight. He looked tired, a bit scuffed up from his latest mission, but his ever-bright smile appeared the moment he saw you. "Why on? You're still awake? Why so?" You tried to muster a casual smile. "Couldn't sleep? What about you? Shouldn't you be resting now? It must have been a long night." He tilted his head slightly, studying you with his warm amber eyes. "I should be asking you the same thing," he said, walking over and placing a gentle hand on your shoulder. "Is something on your mind?" You hesitated, not wanting to burden him after what must have been a grueling mission. But his gaze was unwavering, silently urging you to open up. "I just couldn't shut my brain off," you said finally. "It's been one of those nights." Rengoku frowned slightly, his hand moving to brush a strand of hair from your face. "Then it's a good thing I'm back. Let's make it a better night. Together." "You must be exhausted, Kyojuro. You don't have to stay with me." "Nonsense. If you're awake, I'm awake. It's as simple as that," he declared, his usual enthusiasm returning. And you couldn't help but smile at his determination. "All right, but only if you promise to rest tomorrow." "Deal. Now, what do you usually do when sleep eludes you?" he asks, guiding you back to the living room. "Well, sometimes I make tea. Other times I just sit here and try to clear my mind." "Tea sounds like an excellent idea. I'll make some. You stay here and relax," he said, already moving toward the kitchen. You watched him bustle about, his movements confident, yet careful as he prepared the tea. It was a simple gesture, but it filled your heart with warmth. Despite the exhaustion he must have been feeling, he was still so focused on taking care of you. He loved you, and it was clear in every action of his. A few minutes later, he returned with 2 steaming cups and sat beside you, his presence instantly soothing. He handed you a cup, his fingers brushing yours briefly. "Here, this should help calm your thoughts." "Thank you," you murmured, taking a sip. The warmth of the tea spread through you, easing some of the tension in your chest. You didn't have to do all of this, you know. He shook his head, his expression soft. "I wanted to. Your peace of mind is just as important as mine." The two of you sat in comfortable silence for a while, the quiet punctuated only by the occasional sip of tea. Eventually, you leaned against him, letting your head rest on his shoulder. "Kyojuro, what would I do without you?" He chuckled, the sound deep and comforting. "Hopefully you'll never have to find out, because I'm not going anywhere." You closed your eyes, the steady rhythm of his breathing lulling you into a sense of calm that you hadn't felt all night. You always know how to make me feel better. I'm grateful I have you. Really. You said, your voice barely above a whisper. It's easy for me, because I love you. So whatever I say to you comes to me easily. He replied, his tone so sincere it made your heart ache in the best way. And I'll do whatever it takes to see you happy. I mean it, sweetheart. I really do. Tears pricked at the corners of your eyes, but you blinked them away, focusing on the warmth of his embrace. I love you too, Kyojuro, you said, your voice steady, despite the emotion that was welling in your chest. You knew that, due to him being busy, there weren't a lot of moments where the two of you could spend some time together like this. But right now, it didn't matter what was going on. It didn't matter how little time you spent together. Because right now, the two of you had each other. And it was everything you'd ever wanted. I pressed a gentle kiss to the top of your head, smiling. That's good, he said. Now let's try to get some rest. Together this time. And so, you found yourself nodding, letting him guide you back to bed. And as you settled under the blankets, Rengoku pulled you close, his arms a protective cocoon around you. The warmth of his body, the steady beat of his heart, and the soft rise and fall of his chest were more effective than any tea or meditation could ever be. And for the first time that night, your mind felt quiet. No thoughts clouding you, and nothing keeping you from sleep. And so with Rengoku by your side, you finally drifted off, comforted by the knowledge that you were never truly alone.